Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the Stitch Your Own Adventure podcast. My name is Erica and we're going to talk about my knitting over the last week. So yeah, I hope you are in a comfortable spot, have something to work on, and we can just dive in and chat about all the crafty things that we love, right? Also, it's autumn. Like, it is so autumn. It just flipped like a switch. One day it was hot, and the next day, at least where I am in Minnesota, it was like almost 90 degrees, and then the next day it was like 60 degrees. And I think it was actually on the first day of autumn. So, seasons, crazy. But yeah, even today, like, I'm looking outside and it's beautiful and sunny, but there are leaves dropping. Like, the season is in full swing and it makes me want to knit a lot. Anyway, so let's see. To start with, I'll show you what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my spring sorrel crop. So this is my finished object from last week. I finally blocked it, washed it, and it is beautiful. So this is by Wool and Pine Design. It's a crop, so it goes to there. And yeah, it's got this beautiful yoke design, these sort of short-ish sleeves. I kind of like how they're longer. I'm not one for like really, really short cap sleeves or anything. So yeah, this is it, and I'm so happy with it. So I'm really excited to wear this. Spring Sorrel, Wool and Pine Design, and I knit it using Swish DK, which is a superwash merino from Knit Picks, which you will see more of because I am on a budget, and so most of my yarn, I'm just not at a place in my life where I can sort of spend a lot on indie dyed yarn, though I would love to try it. But this is kind of where I'm at for buying nicer than like Michael's and Joann's. This is the level I'm at. Anyway, so I forgot to say about this last week when I was talking about it. So this pattern was the first time that I did the bind off that's recommended in the pattern. It was Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, and I loved it, and I'm just like so impressed. And it says it's surprisingly stretchy, so I'm not surprised per se, given the name. But yeah, I just it was a really fun bind off. It wasn't as hard as I expected, and yeah, learned something new, which is always a good thing. Anyway, I don't have any finished objects this week. Just don't. But I do have a couple of whips. So I've got my touchstone, which is my shawl by Fogbound Knits. It's not in this bag, it's in this bag. And this is the second week in a row where I didn't make as much progress as I thought I was going to. Because last week I was like, oh man, this is my only work in progress. Like, I bet I'll just get this done. I bet I'll knock it out. And no, that's not what happened. Let's see. I did move the marker after the last podcast. So this green is where I was at the last podcast. So I've done, here, let me see if I can kind of stretch it a little more over the needles. A little bit. Yay. Okay, so I've done from that green marker to the top. So it's another 5 or 6 inches. So it's not bad, especially because it's getting, wider. Each row takes longer. But I think I still have, I counted this morning. Did I write it down? 66 more rows of the pattern. 66. That's a lot. So I've still got quite a ways to go. But I am really pleased with this pattern. Really easy, nice pattern. I believe it's free on Ravelry. Again, it's by Fogbound Knits. And then let's see if I can hold it the way that I believe it's actually going to go. When you wear it, I am so tangled up today. Not even funny. Okay, let's see. Let's try this again. Okay. this is the way that you're gonna wear it. I think it's pretty nice looking. And this I am making with just some Lion brand yarn. It's shawl in a ball. I believe it's discontinued, but it's sort of a textured acrylic mix yarn. But yeah, I think it'll be cozy, and I'm excited. I'm excited to finish it up, but again, 66 more rows. That's kind of a lot, but I'm hoping to at least get through. I'm on the last like big garter section, and then I think there's just one more section of the eyelet rows, but each one like increases by a section, I guess. So it's going to be a pretty big chunk of eyelet, of the eyelet rows, but maybe it'll go faster than I think. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I'm finding that even though I really love this pattern, and even though I really want the finished object, it's just not quite holding my interest right now. And I think I'm gonna blame it on fall. I'm gonna blame it on the fact that I really want to make some garments. I'm just like, there's something about garments that's just so, it really does hold your interest because there's so many different steps. You know, a shawl, you're kind of doing the same thing over and over again, taking longer and longer as the rows get bigger. But a garment, it's like, you know, you do this is just like top down, but I mean, there's so many different ways, but there's so many different steps that really like keep you motivated. Or it's like you do the, you know, the neck, and then you do the yoke or the raglan or whatever you're doing. And then you get to do the, you know, you split for the sleeves, and that's like a big milestone. And then you do the body, and that's a milestone, and you got sleeves. And it just, I feel like all of those sort of big moments in the sweater, big transitional moments, really help keep me motivated. But anyway, I'm hoping to work on that a little bit. I haven't picked it up in a few days, so I've been kind of distracted by something else, which is a new cast on. So I will say this cast on was a kind of an impulsive cast on. I was really wanting to start a sweater, and I had ordered some yarn to start a sweater. However, it wasn't here yet. And so I was thinking, and I think through my stash a lot, sort of like thinking about what I have that's in quantities that I could actually do something with, because there was a while when I started where I was like, I can do anything with anything, and I really can't. You know, you can't make a sweater out of not enough yarn. But then I was thinking about the ranunculus. So I did cast on a ranunculus. However, because it was sort of an impulse cast on, I did not gauge swatch. I'm hoping that because it's so oversized, it just won't matter. And I think I should be okay. But it's also not like the yarn that I would choose necessarily for a sweater. Let me take it out. Let me show you. This is my bag with the little otters. I've shown it before. Bags by Awesome Granny. And it's lovely. But yeah, so this yarn is not, like when I've thought about making this pattern in the past, I was never like, oh, this would be the perfect yarn. But it's something I had that would be in the right quantity. And I just wanted to do something with it, and I couldn't really think of what I wanted to do with this yarn. Okay, I'm trying to pull this out without like taking out any. Where are my needles? Am I gonna lose stitches? No. Okay. So, did I put the yarn label in? Ah, I took out the yarn label. I will be back momentarily. Okay, hello. Hopefully I can cut that out. So I have the yarn label now. So yes, as I was saying, this is not yarn that I picked out for a sweater, nor is it yarn that I would really like probably choose for a sweater at this point in time. This yarn is in like this like minty green, and basically I bought this yarn when I was at Michael's and I was looking for some yarn to use, ooh, dropping things, to use for baby knits, like baby gift knits. And so this yarn is Loops and Threads Baby Rainbow. And it is so soft. Like, it is incredibly soft, which is why I picked it. So I picked it out. I've got 2 skeins of these, but not in the same color. Got 2 different skeins. I'm not really sure what I was thinking I was gonna make. Whatever. But it's 503 yards in one. That's a lot. This is a 200-gram ball of yarn. And it's called Baby Rainbow. So I was like, oh, I'll totally use this for baby knits. It's gonna be great. And then I got home, because I don't know why I didn't do this at the store, but I looked and I was like, oh, okay, it's made with 100% polyester, cool. And then I looked at the washing instructions. Hand wash, dry flat. That's not what I want to use for baby knits for someone else. I'm not going to be like, here, I made you this thing that requires very careful washing. You know, I want to give easy care items, or at least to people who I don't know what their laundry situation is. Like, you know, if it was someone who I knew is super on top of things, always does hand washing, whatever, that would be a different story. But just in general, I feel like you want to give easy care if you're giving baby gifts. So that kind of instantly ruled this out for what I was planning on using it for. So anyway, I've had it in my stash. Just decided, I was like, oh my god, wait, that was a really big skein of yarn. Maybe I have enough, and I do, or I should, according to the pattern. So I started a ranunculus, and that is a pattern. It's an extremely popular pattern. You've probably heard of it. You've probably seen a dozen of them. This is probably not the most exciting one, but it's by Midori Hirose, or Knit Cafe Midori. And it's a pattern that is kind of designed for like a wide variety of gauges, or maybe not gauges, a wide variety of yarn weights. And it's just like, if you use thinner yarn, then you'll get a more open gauged garment. So this project has been so addicting. Here, I'll show it up, hold it up. So I'm on the yoke. So it's got like a patterned yoke. This side's a little flatter, a little easier to see. And do you see this? Do you see how I did short rows for the first time? Yay! I'm so excited. I learned how to do German short rows. And I think it was kind of easier with this project because it was like yarn I didn't care about super much. It's a pattern that I'm hoping to do again someday in slightly higher quality yarn. So it's almost like this is a practice. So I was like, I don't know, it just felt like such a good opportunity to learn. So yeah, I did German short rows, and it's so cool. And it's so much less intimidating than I thought it was gonna be. Like, I just looked up the Very Pink Knits tutorial and I was like, seriously? Like, that's what I've been so afraid of? I feel like a whole world of sweaters has just opened up to me, and I like cannot wait to dive in. But anyway, yes, so I've done the collar. The cast on was also new to me. It was like a crocheted provisional cast on, and I've also been very scared of provisional cast-ons. But I did it. Yay! I'm just feeling so proud of myself. So yeah, there's just been like a host of new techniques in this pattern for me, and I'm just really excited. I don't even know if it's gonna turn out well. Like, this kind of like super soft, weird polyester baby yarn in this like minty color. I'll have to sneeze. Excuse me. I feel like I've done what, like 7 videos, and I've sneezed in how many of them? So sorry, guys. It's like general allergies. Ugh. But yeah, I'm not even sure if this will be like a very, I don't know how good it's gonna look on me, but I'm just having so much fun that I don't care. Do you have any projects like that? Let me know if you have any projects where you're like truly in it for the process, almost only in it for the process, like finished object doesn't really matter at all. I'd be curious to know, because that probably means it's a really fun pattern, and maybe I'd want to check it out too. So yes, so this is my ranunculus, my surprise cast on when I just couldn't wait to cast on a sweater. Oh, let me see what the color of this is. I'm not actually sure if this yarn is like still in production. This is light aqua. And I think the other color I have is like a darker teal, and I'll have to figure out what to do with that one too, but cross that bridge when we get there. Anyway, so I'm just checking out my notes to see if I missed anything about this. Yeah, so that's it. That is my ranunculus so far. I'm super excited. I can't wait. I kind of like can't wait to show you guys this next time to see how much progress I've made, because I want to say I started this 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago, and I feel like it's just flying. And I know it's not like I've made a ton of progress, but considering how many of these techniques are new to me, it feels like I'm flying. Anyway, so then, though this is my last work in progress at the moment, the yarn that I ordered for the sweaters I was actually planning on making have arrived. So I'll show you one of the yarns I ordered, because that is a project that I actually plan on swatching for today, or at least starting the swatch. So I am planning to make the Felix cardigan. There's also a pullover, but I'm planning to make the cardigan because I've never done a cardigan before. And it is by Amy Christophers. Does anyone know? She might also go by Savory Knitting. Not 100% sure, but it's a really nice looking cardigan, simple silhouette. I'm really excited to see. And the yarn I got, I'm really excited about. So I did get it from Knit Picks, and I got City Tweed, the Aran heavy worsted, and it is 164 yards, 100 grams, which was the same yardage per gram as one of the suggested yarns, but the suggested yarns were kind of all over the place with their like yards per gram, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to get gauge. We'll see. But anyway, this is 55% merino, 25% superfine alpaca, and 20% Donegal tweed. And isn't it just beautiful? I'm so excited. It's the color is Orca. Let me hold you. I want to stack them. Try to stack them this way so you can see. Ooh. Yay! So this, it's like a beautiful, like dark gray, but almost like, I feel like it has some brown tones in it. I think it's gonna be the perfect cardigan to just throw over any dress or just anything. So fingers crossed I get gauge. Let me know if you've used this yarn before, if you liked it, or if you've knit that pattern before or are knitting it now. That would be cool. If you're knitting it now, please let me know. You could also, like message me on Instagram. I do have an Instagram account now. It is Stitch My Adventure, and I have made some posts, so I'm learning about Instagram, and I would love if you would join me there. Anyway, those are my plans. So coming up next week, I am not going to have a podcast uploaded. I'm going to be out of town next weekend visiting my sister, which is going to be really fun. So I won't have time to film anything. I'm also not sure how much knitting I'm going to get done on that trip. I think we're going to be like out and about and doing stuff and exploring the city that she lives in, which is Denver. So I'm just excited for that. But you won't see me here for a couple of weeks. So we'll see how much time, Where did my words go? We'll see how much knitting I get done over the next 2 weeks, knowing that next weekend and sort of into that week, I'll probably be pretty busy with non-knitty things. Anyway, if you enjoyed looking through my projects with me, please let me know by liking this video, commenting. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It really helps me, and it's just so fun to see everyone supporting each other. Like, I feel like this can be such a supportive community, and I just can't wait to build the community around this channel. So I hope you have a great week coming up. I won't see you next week, but I will see you the following week. Enjoy. Bye.